Well, this is Wealthy Wednesday. It's Coach Lynn Richardson, and I am so excited to talk to you about the topic that we have been really building on the entire month. We've been talking about managing your money by managing the blank, B-L-A-N-K, in your life. Managing your money by managing people. The first week we talked about some people in your life need to be in the balcony, and that simply means that they are so far away that they can see you, but you can't see them. And these people can see you because there's something great going on that they may need to learn from at some point. But as Big Mama used to say, you need to feed them with a long-handled spoon. So they go in the balcony. They can see you, but you cannot see them. And these are people that don't necessarily 100% have to be disconnected, but they need to be far enough away as not to distract you. We also talked about these people who don't get a ticket to the movie of our life at all. They are drainers, they are distractors, they are leechers, and they are simply sent here to destroy you and to destroy the purpose that's in your life. And then we talked about those who get a front row seat. See, the people who get a front row seat say bravo no matter what. They're there to support. They may not have what you have, but they're really excited about whatever we get. You know, I have a great group of colleagues and friends and sister friends and even brother friends as well. And my whole theory is this. I don't care which one of us gets famous, rich, blessed, gifted, whatever it is. As long as I'm in the crowd, see, I will tie your shoes, I will serve, or I will put myself in a position where I can be of the greatest service to the world around me. So it doesn't matter who gets it first. It just matters that we all get to the place where we're giving back to other people. Those are the front row seat folks. So we talked about managing your money by managing the people in your life. Then we talked about managing your money by also managing your expectations. What is it that we expect? I know that there was a point in my life where I expected that because I had a degree from this type of school and I pledged this sorority, that there were certain things that was just going to happen. I remember there was a time when I thought, you know, when God created me, honey, he just broke the mold. I was the goose that laid the golden egg. I did not realize that I was no better than anybody else and that I had to have faith, work hard, and live by non-negotiable principles. So my expectations were all out of whack. Then we talked about managing money by managing not only just the people and not just managing money by managing expectations. We're moving to this today, managing money by managing our mind. What do we think? What is it that you think about your situation? Do you think that your situation is one where you don't have enough money? Well, guess what? If we think we don't have enough money, we never will. Now, let me help you understand something. Even though I wrote the book, Living Check to Monday, and I lived that lifestyle, and I was making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 every month, it did not matter because when I got my check, I was always broke. I would be broke sometimes the same day. Sometimes I would not make it to Monday. Remember, I always thought, and I want to tell you this, I never felt like I had enough money. And guess what? No matter how much I had, I didn't. So if that theory applies to someone who has that amount of money, guess what? That theory applies to us whether we have $2, $10, $10,000, $100,000, or $10 million. If the mindset is that I don't have enough money, then guess what? That's exactly what will happen. That's exactly what will manifest in our lives. We've all seen the UNCF fundraisers. We all know the whole thing about college, and it says a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, how about the mind is the waste? What about when our mind is the garbage can? What about when our mind is the garbage, the dumping ground, the place where all the recycling never goes on because the thoughts that are in there are just so dirty, are just so invalid, are not lined up with who we are? Well, guess what? We no longer think I don't have enough money. Whatever we have is enough. Whatever we have is my assignment. Whatever we have right now, this is what I have been divinely appointed with. By whatever reason, it could be my own fault. It could be somebody took it. It could be I didn't get mine yet. But whatever it is, this is where I am right now. And guess what? I have the ability to master it and to live within it with peace, harmony, joy, and abundance. That's right. So we're talking about mastering and managing our money by managing our mind. What do we think about a situation? The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So what do we think? What about my energy? What about our time? I know people who want to get involved with Wealth University, and then they say, Lynn, I just don't have the time. I don't have the. Guess what? When you say, the very moment you say you don't have the time to do something, to value, to improve, to take your life to the next level, guess what? That's the exact time you need to do it. I don't have enough time to be better. I don't have enough time to grow. I don't have enough time to learn what I don't know so that I will know. I don't have time to get the energy to do this. I don't have the patience. I don't have the attention span. Guess what? We're right there in the danger zone. So we want to talk about managing our money. We want to talk about being wealthy. And what is wealth? W-E-A-L-T-H. It's an abundance of wisdom, expansion, assets, love, theology, and health. See, it doesn't matter how much money we have. If we're sick of a dying condition and we don't have enough money to buy a cure, guess what? Money doesn't matter. There's nobody on their dying bed who's dying of an illness who's saying, where's my money? They're saying, where's my health? I'd love for my heart to just beat on its own. I'd love for my mind to just think on its own. I'd love to be able to speak again. I'd love to be able to stand up. I'd love to be able to walk again, see again, breathe again, live again. And guess what? We can all have all the health in the world, and if we have a mindset that tells us that we don't have enough money, you could be 150 pounds, 100% fit, be able to jog 26 miles, a whole marathon, but in your mind think you don't have enough money, and guess what? There is no peace, harmony, joy, and abundance. So you want to be wealthy? Change your mind. I had the privilege yesterday of hanging out again with my boss, Russell Simmons, our entire team. And if you ever saw the reality show Running Russell Simmons, everybody that was on that show, that's just about who I was with yesterday. Christina, that's the assistant with the black hair, she and I, me, Russell, Adair, the VP of Communications, Mayur, who runs the clothing line, Miguel, who runs all marketing and PR, and there I was. We are at a church in Oakland, California. And a lady comes up to me, and I'm standing there, and she says, you know, I just want to know, how did you get on with Russell Simmons? How did you get this job? How did you get this role? I said, I called. She said, that's all you did? I said, yes, I called. She said, who did you know? How did you know where to call? Let me tell you something. When your mind decides that it's what it wants, remember the last time you had your mind made up? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You were going to get this thing no matter what. Your mind was made up. Well, what I'm saying is you don't have any thoughts to waste. We don't get the privilege and the honor of saying, I'm going to go out and make and create and build and live and see and love the life that I want, but then I don't have enough money. I want to start my business, but I don't have enough time. I want to create generational wealth, but I don't have the time to think or to learn or to know or the will to do. I want to create generational wealth in my family, but I don't have enough money to tithe or to save. Guess what? You have everything that you need right now. Now, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you about changing the world. Let me talk to you about making the same phone call I did to Russell Simmons or to whomever it is in your life. It doesn't have to be a famous person. See, I'm not connected to Russell Simmons because he's famous. I'm connected to Russell Simmons because there was a calling on my life to do a specific thing, and he was the gate that needed to be opened in order for me to get to X, Y, and Z. Now, here's the deal. Even if he didn't do his part, guess what? I'm still going to do my part. I feel very blessed and honored to have been in the position to have answered the call, to have made the call on a Thursday and to be in that office on a Monday, to walk out of that office running a national program, and then a year and a half, 2 years later, running the entire company. Yes. Still very blessed and very honored. But guess what? Didn't matter what Russell Simmons did. It didn't matter what the next person did. What matters is your mind made up? And what is your mind made up about? Some of us are living beyond our means, meaning we know that we've got way more stuff than our money can afford. Is your mind made up that that's just the way it's going to be? Absolutely not. Start cutting some things by any means necessary. By any means necessary. I know people in situations They spend more money on their cars and their car insurance and everything else. I know a lot of people than they spend on their mortgages, than they spend building real estate, building wealth through real estate, than they spend on building true legacy. I know I know people who spend more money on clothing than they spend on tithing and saving combined. I know people who spend more money on a whole list of things that I can't even begin to tell you. Well, guess what? What is your mind made up about? Is it made up about, guess what? I'm going to do whatever it takes. See, here's where I am in my life. I'm not going to even let Lynn Richardson stand in Lynn Richardson's way. That's right. I'm so committed to what God has for me. I'm so committed. My mind is so made up that even when I act a fool and get in my own way, I'm saying, oh, girl, you got to sit down. That's right. How do I know when I act a fool? When I'm having an attitude problem. How do I know when I'm acting a fool? When I don't think the right thoughts about a situation. How do I know when I'm acting a fool? When I feel anything other than peace, harmony, joy, and abundance. Let me tell you something. Even when somebody does something to me. Last week I was in a situation, my husband, he did something that just wasn't right. You know, he said something that just was not right. And for a moment, it bent me all out of shape. Of course, he apologized, this, that, and the other. But really, I had grounds to be mad for at least 2 days. But let me tell you something. It didn't feel good being upset. It simply didn't feel good. Now, your pride will tell you that the person's got to pay and this, that, and the other, and you've got to go on and act this whole thing out, and the person offended you. But let me tell you something. It's easier to forgive. It's easier to love. It's easier to go with the flow. It's easier to simply allow the process to flow. So what is your mind made up about? Not just your feelings and your thoughts and your energy and your time, but what is your mind made up about your money? Do you really think you don't have enough? Let me tell you something. You got more than 90% of the people in the world. What are you going to do with it? If the house payment is too high, get another house. If the car payment is too much, get another car. If the gas bill for the car driving back and forth, put the car in the garage and take the bus or the train. If I've got too many things around, I talked to a client who was unemployed, and I asked her 3 questions. Do you have a cell phone? Yes. Do you have a home phone? Yes. Do you have cable? Yes. Guess what? That's too many yeses for somebody with no job. Get rid of some of that stuff. What is your mind made up about? Well, let me tell you what my mind is made up about. My mind is made up that I'm going to find out what I don't know. See, my big brother Les Brown says people fail in life because they don't know what they don't know and they think they know. Wow. Now, talk about a mind being a terrible thing to waste. But let's talk about the fact that I don't even know what I don't know. Imagine that. Like, I know that there's a whole lot of stuff that I don't know. Like, I saw the movie The Social Network. And, you know, I'm just really just blown away by this young man, just a genius, who created Facebook. Like, man. Now, I know that I cannot do that. I can't sit at the computer. Based on the knowledge that I have right now, I can't sit at the computer and write one code. The most I can do is get on a BlackBerry and tap you an email or a text message or an iPad or iPhone or a computer. That's all the coding I'm going to do. So I know I can't do that. But imagine the stuff that I don't even know that I don't know. So let me bring it on home for you. Before Facebook even existed, I didn't even know that I didn't know how to do that. Wow. Think about that. In your life right now, in terms of it relating to your prosperity, your abundance, your peace, your joy, and your harmony, and the things that you can do with the money that you have, do you realize there's stuff that you don't even know you don't know? Like you might know right now that you don't have enough, or you might feel like you don't have enough. You might know that your credit score is A, B, or C. You might know that your situation is what it is. But there's a whole lot of stuff that you don't know, that you don't even know you don't know. So change your mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but I say the mind is the waste when we have the wrong thoughts. No longer allow your mind to be the garbage pail for everything that is negative around you. Make a decision today. Yes, I have more than enough money. My job is to be much more intelligent than the world around me, much more intelligent than the laws of consumerism, much more intelligent than advertisers who send out the next best thing and then tell me I got to go get it. I had a conversation with some clients last week. Let me tell you all something. I didn't even realize it until we started talking. I don't even own a flat screen TV in my home. And when they looked at me, they said, "You mean to tell me all your TVs have backs to them?" And I thought about it at that moment about how old I guess I must really be. Like I must be completely out of date. Yes, every single TV in my home has a back on it, including the big dinosaur one in my family room. Here's the deal. I already have TVs that work. So when they came out with the flat screens, the plasma, what need was there for me to go and get another one if the one that I had was already working? What need? I'll tell you what need. Advertising that they said you could see it better. How much seeing can you do when there's a picture on the screen? Like, tell me, are the eyes 3D? Do you get to be? Absolutely not. And then they come out with DVD and then Blu-ray, and they say the definition. No, it is not. Make up your mind that what you have is enough. Make up your mind that you're going to live 100% within the peace, prosperity, joy, and abundance, and in the stewardship of what you have. Make up your mind that it will no longer be the puppet strings for advertising. Make up your mind that you're going to do the thing that you know you can do. Yes, there's some things that you don't know, and you think you know. When you make up your mind that where I am is enough, that what I have is enough, that I'm no longer going to say I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough wisdom, I don't have enough connections, I don't have enough resources. I have every single thing that I need. Now, let me tell you something else about your mind. Let me tell you why I fit in so well with my boss and my colleagues and this, that, and the other. Because I don't see Russell Simmons as the asset to me. I see myself as the asset to him. I see myself as the asset to the world around me. The fact that you're on this call with Lynn Richardson, Russell Simmons, COO, this, that, and the other, don't brag about that. I need to be bragging about you, that I'm in your presence. Imagine that. I don't believe there are any coincidences. I believe if you are around great people, that's because you are great. Change your mind. Change your mind. And then live up to the expectation that is the reality. Let's stop spending our time thinking about the life that we don't want and spend more time allowing our mind to manifest into the reality that we know can exist. It's much better that way. What else do you need to change your mind on? About people. Let me tell you something. When people don't line up with you, when they don't want to do what you want to do, when they don't want to go where you want to go, when you make decisions for yourself that are good for yourself and they get mad at you, guess what? It's okay. That's how they think. It has nothing to do with you. I met more people in the past 60 days that said this past Christmas, they did not spend it with their families. They felt the need for solitude. They felt the need to be alone, or they felt the need to do something different. And then the families were mad at them. Let me tell you something. When you do something for yourself and then the people around you get angry, that lets you know that you needed to do exactly what you did. That is not a license for you to have more guilt. I'm never going to be angry at somebody who did what they felt was best for them unless I am so offended because they took something away from me. But I thought your life was about you. It is. And guess what? Because of that, it is time to change your mind. Get out of the space where you don't know what you don't know and you think you know. You want to be wealthy? You need a financial education. You want to get to the next level? Let me tell you one thing I know about wealthy people, successful people. They have people around them who coach them in every area of their life. We were talking about one of our businesses last night, one of our companies that's doing well in Russell Simmons' organization. And in our minds, there's some people in one of the companies that maybe don't know what they're doing, but Russell made it plain and clear. He said, you know what? This person might not know A, B, and C, but they know D, E, and F, and they do that exceptionally well. When you find somebody in your life that's doing that, connect to that, stick to it. Do you have a life coach? Do you have a financial coach? Or are you just cheating, showing up every single week, getting whatever little nugget you can, but already deciding in your mind, I'm not going to pay $29, $39, $59 for that. I'm not going to do it. Why? Change your mind and make a decision to go to the next level. Make a decision to know that you have everything you need to create the reality that you want. I'd love to be your life coach. I'd love to be your financial coach. I'd love to talk to you about Wealth University. I'd love to talk to you about your goals and your dreams. It's what I'm here for. No matter that I'm in California today or traveling around, got to get on a private flight to go to Seattle and this, that, and the other, guess what? I stopped. I took the time because this is what I'm supposed to do. My mind is made up. Is yours? If it is, give me a call, 708-243-7925. In fact, better yet, text me and say, Lynn, my mind is made up. I'm ready to go to the next level. 708-243-7925 or email me, coach@lynnrichardson.com. Manage your money by managing your mind. It's been a fabulous Wealthy Wednesday. I look forward to hearing from you if you're not already my client or my student. God bless you and have a wonderful day.